Most High brought us here again, another mighty Shabbat, right? All the things that we went through during the week, I mean, and we endured it, and here we are standing 10 toes down for the Lord, being able to be amongst the congregation, being able to be amongst brothers, right? The Lord allowing us to have the ability to hear His word through the Spirit. So we can begin with Sirach chapter 6, verse 37. Right? Today's lesson, Sabbath lesson, is purging out that leaven. Passover is next week. Right? It's right around the corner. Therefore, you should want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence to purge out any leaven that may be within you, on a physical level and on a spiritual level. Bring that up.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments, and he shall establish thy heart and give thee wisdom at thy own desire.
And so when you allow yourself to meditate upon the words of Yahweh Shai, right, it's going to work as a repellent, as the bugs are very repellent, right, against these bugs in this case, filthy thoughts. It could be lust, it could be doubt, it could be not being joyful or containing the fruits of the Spirit, which would be the works of the flesh, right? When you meditate upon the word day and night and think about the law of the Torah and everything that's contained within this book, and you're going to prosper, you're going to do well for the Spirit. Because you're covering your body with that ointment.
Quick precept, Proverbs 16:3, just to let me back off what the mighty brother Yardan brought out about your mind being established and meditating on righteous and holy things. It does help.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 verse 3. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established.
Right, and that's beautiful when you think about it. The Lord said to commit your works to Him, and then He's going to further establish your thoughts. And that's a beautiful thing when you dive into it. So you want to be doing things that please Yahweh Bashem Shah. And the Lord said, when you commit your works to me, and you do what's pleasing in my eyes, I'm going to establish your thoughts. Meaning the Lord going to help you get your mind right. He'll help you stay in your right mind. He'll keep those unnecessary wicked thoughts purged out. And I want to say that's in John 8. How should I say? I do always 8 and 19, I think. Or 8 and 29, Slaki. I believe that's what it is. If you could grab that real quick, Bible shot.
It's the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 29. And he that sent me is with me. The Father had not left me alone, but I do always those things that please him.
Right, so Yahushua said he always doing things that please Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So he's committing his works to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's one thing that helped Yahushua mind and his thoughts stay established and be so strong. Like imagine, being tempted by spiritual demons Satan. You got the precepts right on fire to go, right? You rebuking Satan, immediately. But you really don't get that opportunity to do that if your works is not being committed to Yahweh Shai. You don't really get that favor in his sight or that mercy in his sight for him to make things a little easier for you. Because like me and Ezekiel talked about the other day, this morning, your mind is a hard thing to escape. You take it with you everywhere. You can forget your phone. You might even forget your wallet. You can't forget your brain. So the thoughts is always with you. And the last thing Jake really want to deal with is his mind being in derision. His mind being amusing upon many things. Can you get that in Wisdom of Solomon 9:15 about the shot? Your mind be all over the place, man. The Lord said even a wicked thought is a sin. You think something stupid. You think something wicked. You get off by default. So it's tough working with this mind that we have. Go ahead.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 15. But a corruptible body presses down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weighing down the mind.
Right, this earthly tabernacle, it weighs down the mind. This carnal flesh, it weighs down your mind. Go ahead.
That music upon many things.
That what?
That music upon many things.
So your mind music upon many things. It's always a quadrillion unnecessary thoughts going through your mind. This is like, why am I even thinking this? Like, what is this? You mind your business, trying to be in the precept, and all type of things just come to your mind, man. You kind of in the shower doing your business, and now look, bingo in the shower. Come on, man. Give me a break. You can't use the bathroom. You can't wash up. You can't cook a meal. Satan just got to come through your brain some form or fashion. But the Lord said, if you commit your works to me, I'll take care of all of that. And that's a beautiful thing that even I myself, I want to, just grind as much as I can through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shah to make sure my works is always committed to Him so our minds can be more established and free from the yoke of miserable thoughts. I said that too in Wisdom of Solomon now that thoughts is miserable. Man, thoughts is miserable. It should be in that same chapter.
Verse 14.
Yeah.
For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices but uncertain.
Right. The thoughts of mortal man is miserable. Jake worry about bills all day. Jake mind be in misery. I gotta pay this. I gotta pay that. Oh, my next check is already gone. It's gone before I get. Like Jake mind is it's just miserable stuff. You know, oh, this girl. I do remember that. Oh man, it was just miserable things. Oh, maybe I don't like it. Just all type of madness. Just stuff that just don't matter. You kind of imagine the things that's not even there. Yeah, I did Grimmy the other day. No, he didn't even look at you. What are you talking about? It's just all type of stuff that Satan stirred up to keep your mind all over the place. But like I'm reading again, like Jordan brought out, sorry, 6 and 7, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord. So you want your mind upon the ordinances. You want it upon the precepts, the mighty fire accounts. It says, and meditate continually in his commandments. And he shall establish thy heart, and your heart is symbolic for your mind. So as long as you keep your mind locked in on this, the Lord will establish your mind. And you get a bonus. And give thee wisdom at thy own desire. And that's a bonus. Because everybody don't have the in-depth wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Everybody don't got the elite memory. Everybody can remember 1,000 precepts and know all the accounts. Everybody don't get that. But the brothers that do receive that is the ones that keep their mind and their works committed and established to the Yahweh Shah. So he established your mind and you get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that is a beautiful thing when you think about it.
That's right. That's right. You can bring out Sirach 6:37 again.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments, and he shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
That's right. He's going to give you wisdom at your own desire because you gave yourself liberally unto him. Right? That's all the Lord requires of you, is that you give him your undivided attention. You don't ask, and we was expounding upon that yesterday. The Lord is a good boss on a carnal level. When you think of the parables that he gave us, we touched on Matthew the 20th chapter. In that parable, he used to be seen as a overseer, or a boss, some may say. And he said, well, look, come work with me. Do the work in the vineyard. I give you the penny. You go about your day. And, he didn't look for the people with the highest, resume. He didn't say, well, what's your name? What tribe are you from? He loves Israel so much, he wants to provide for them, right? As long as you want to be humble enough to work for him. So with that, we can dive into the lesson, which is Purging Leaven, right? Again, Passover is right around the corner. You want to make sure that you're purging out all the leaven possible. You want to first pull up that word, purge. So we have a good idea. Right, for those who may not know, we're going to bring it out. An act or instance of purging the removal of elements or members regarding an undesirable, and especially as the treacherous or disloyal, right? In other words, you want to get rid of undesirable traits, qualities, or characteristics of yourself. You have to ask yourself, what qualities do I have or do I carry that are undesirable before man and God, chiefly the Most High? Because we're not here to please man, but really the Most High. So you gotta ask yourself, damn, what spirits do I need to get rid of in these last days? Especially with the Passover coming around the corner. And although none of us is worthy at all, right, you want to at least make sure that you're setting your mind accordingly to make sure that you're at least trying to be worthy for the Lord. You don't want to be a niggard and say, well, look, nobody's worthy, and I might as well just keep pushing. I don't really care about that. The Lord got to accept me. That's what they say in the world. The Lord got to accept me. No, you don't. Where does it say the Lord has to accept you for how you are? Wow. The Lord requires change. He requires that you become a new man. He demands that you put away the childish things. He demands that you, pick up that yoke, and drink of that cup. He demands a lot of you through the Spirit. So again, an act or instance of purging, the removal of elements or members regarding as undesirable. And you may find yourself thinking, well, damn, how do I know what's undesirable in the eyes of the Most High? Well, He tells us, and we have examples as well from our forefathers that we're going to bring up in the spirit. You know, you got Hezekiah, he may have had some undesirable qualities, Josiah, Ammon, so on and so forth. A lot of our forefathers, you know, don't get it twisted. You know, the forefathers that we may bring out, they're righteous, but in certain moments in their life, they fell short and or had a certain spirit upon them. And you want to look to your forefathers to make sure that you don't carry that same negative spirits. That's why it says, you mind bringing out Romans chapter 15, verse 4?
It's the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Right, so that we may have hope and understanding how to become that new man and a better person through the Spirit and a better Israelite. Now, it's not going to, be overnight. It won't happen overnight. Let's be honest. It's going to take time. All things take time. Think of yourself when you were much like a child. Think about how long it took you to kind of, form a sentence, be able to move as quickly and kind of do certain things.
Yeah.
It all takes time, to be honest. Even when you first start driving a car, you don't just kind of just, this is easy. And it takes a lot of time and experience to experience. Yeah, when you first start, just pumping gas. We gotta stop a little. It takes time, right? So, you gotta be wise, wise as a serpent in this thing.
Yeah, kind of. Or another analogy, just like riding a bike, you usually start with training wheels. Usually. It's a process to everything. It's a step-by-step to everything. They say you crawl before you walk. It's like a baby. You know what I'm saying? In the scripture, you get weaned from the milk. It's a whole process, maybe approximately about 3 years, maybe, for that baby can start consuming solid foods and just, eat regular stuff. So it's always a process to everything. And I wanted to get this. We wanted to purge and stuff out. Let's get Matthew 15. We're going to start at 18.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 18. But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man.
Right, so you got a lot of things that from the inside out that defiles a man. Now, of course, okay, yeah, you can get dirt on you on the outside. You could get some mud, dirt, oil. These things can make you dirty on the outside on a carnal level. But when it comes to purging your spirit, it's about these things that lie within, in your heart, in your mind. These things from the inside is what can defile you and got to be purged out to the best of our given ability, of course. Verse 19, about the shot.
Verse 19. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts.
Right, so the Lord said, out of your heart proceed these evil thoughts. That's one thing that can be purged out. And we just touching on the mind. When you want to have your mind right and commit yourself to Yahweh Bashim Shai, so He can establish your mind and you don't have so many evil thoughts. Now, of course, you could be on fire, you could be waxing mighty. Satan gonna do his job regardless. He's gonna try to creep in there and make you think this, make you think that. But it's on you to rebuke those things and try to keep your mind locked in as much as possible. Which is something, of course, we always could work on each and every day, even I myself included. But this is one thing that can be purged out. Evil thoughts, go ahead.
Murders.
Even murders, right? Hey, hating your brother in your heart, hey, you're a murderer. So this is also something that stems from the inside that can be made manifest. But if you purge it from the inside out, it don't gotta be made manifest. Usually before somebody murders somebody, it's on the inside. I hate them. I dislike them. I want to go do this to a school. I want to strap a bomb to myself. And, it's always it's some ponder in their mind first. But if you purge those things from within out, then those things don't have to show forth and be made manifest because they're not in you anymore. Go ahead.
Adulteries.
Right, even adultery. I told you that. I believe that's Matthew 5 and Matthew 19. I believe when you Matthew 5, when you just looking at a woman and imagining things, that's adultery. So before it even become a carnal thing, I showed you it could be from the inside. You imagine sleeping with such and such, that's adultery. Already, you committed it in your mind. You're going off. You're fornicating. Right. So this is something that starts from within. Right. Me and Zeke talk about this in Proverbs 6 chapter. That flame that starts to rouse up in you. They tell you don't sit don't sit at all. And so right now, don't sit with another man's wife. That flame get kindled. Don't spend your money with her. Because guess what? It all starts from within. Go ahead.
Fornications. Thefts. False witness. Blasphemies. These are things which defile a man. but to eat with unwashed hands defile not man.
Right, so Yahushua just listed several different things that defile you. And these things start from your heart. They start from your mind, from the inside, and you will have to do what? Remove elements or members regarded as undesirable and especially as treacherous or disloyal. These things are treacherous and disloyal, and they're undesirable in the sight of Yahweh Yahushua. So these is elements and members that have to be removed or purged. Because when you purge something, you cleansing it from you. You can't purge something that's already on the outside. When you purge something, it's something from the inside that comes out of you, not outside. So these things is what lies within the heart, of a man, or the mind of a man, within our spirits. And then we got to do our best to purge them out so we don't be defiled.
That's right. And you don't want to, take heed or entertain those spirits. You can bring out 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. And I'm bring out an example of our forefather that entertained certain spirits. Bring it out.
Let's put up 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit.
What it say?
Believe not every spirit.
So now one spirit telling you, man, just address it with your eyes, just do it. Who gives a damn? Nobody's looking. Nobody can read your mind. Or, hey, I'd rather keep my community. Yellow. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yellow. Or that spirit may be on your woman, and she's talking about, or that demon may be in her ear, talking about, man, you didn't say you love you today. Don't cook that in your breakfast. Don't cook that in your evening. Give him the salad treatment and let him figure out what you're mad at. That's man and woman giving heed to seducing spirits. Just letting it rule over their life. The Lord said, what did it say again? Can you bring that out?
Let's put up 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit.
What did it say?
Believe not every spirit,
Believe not every spirit. Go ahead.
but try the spirits.
But try the spirits. If you believe in every spirit, you gonna fall by footsteps. You hear that spirit say, yeah, do that, nigga. Yeah, do that, yeah.
Give heed to it.
You might as well work on your body. Yeah, maybe I should.
That's how Satan work, try to entice you, man.
That's getting enticed. When you get enticed, you're weak. So let's be honest, weak.
He can Satan work on your mind. He'll plague you with that enticing thought. Do it.
And Jason, we had that minding thought over and over and over and over and over. Just constantly in your mind. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. Let me just test it. I just gotta see what she's doing. Nobody really helping her out, nobody doing this for her. I just see what's going on with her. And that's just one example. Right? It could be any spirit. So you gotta be aware of seducing spirits. You gotta watch out for these things. You got shit working. My body, jammed up.
Right there, boy.
That was wicked all week. Maybe I just want to go. That's what City want. Yeah, that's a good idea. I won't go. Maybe next week I'll go. Satan's going to jump in your mind and work on you 9 to 5. Really 24 hours. He's on call.
24/7.
Right? Satan is on call to sift you out.
Literally.
You bring out Luke. Bring out Luke chapter 22, verse 31.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 22, and verse 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
Right, that's what Satan desired, to sift you as wheat. To get you out of this thing. And he's going to use every tool, every instrument, every idea, every thought that he has in his arsenal to make sure you fall short. To make sure that you're not at him. To make sure that you're not taking care of your family. To make sure that you're continuing to be lazy. To make sure that you just keep lusting. To make sure that you keep lying or having an evil eye. Or heaping up wicked things. That's what Satan wants. You gotta ask yourself, damn, did Satan win today? Or did I win this battle? So you can bring out, let's hold a few. 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1.
Let's book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, and verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister, whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her. And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar.
There you have it. It starts with the mind. He fell sick for his sister Tamar. All it started, remember, it starts with a look. Just looking. And he's thinking to himself, she's fine. She's real beautiful. He just keep telling himself, she's got it. Telling everybody, I got a pretty sister. Don't you think she's pretty? And, it's some men like that, man. You tell her she's pretty. I've seen that in certain movies. You ever think about my sister's beautiful? Just slowly start loving his sister and lusting.
And I was gonna say real quick, another quick point. That's why when situations like this happen, and say you seek counsel, you gotta watch who you get counsel from. Because even Rehoboam did that, and he listened to the younger men that saw that moral what he thought was right than the elders. So you gotta be careful with that too. When Satan trying to entice you, whoever you try to seek help from, he'll entice them to tell you the wrong thing, to egg on the wickedness that he want you to commit. And she even told us, she said like, don't do this folly, like please don't. And then you had the I think it was somebody else that was he was telling them something, bro. You in that account?
Yeah.
Can you go to the part where I think it was somebody else that was telling them, I think they was kind of encouraging him to do this, I think. It might be
Jonadab.
Yeah, Jonadab. I think go ahead, Britt, if you know what I'm talking about, bring up
Verse 3. But Ammon had a friend whose name was Jonadab.
Right, so he had a friend whose name was Jonadab. Go ahead.
The son of Shemaiah, David's brother.
Right.
And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
See, he was subtle. Right? You can have subtlety in a good way or a bad way. Right?
That's right. Got it.
Verse 4. And he said unto him, Why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me?
Hey, what's going on? Just pressing us. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Go ahead.
And Ammon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother's Absalom's sister.
He confessed his fault, right?
Yeah.
That's the first step as a man, right?
Yeah, he admitted.
But what happens next, that's a little bit more important too, or just as important, So he said, yeah, I love my sister. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And Jonadab said unto him, Lay thee down on thy bed, and make thyself sick.
Hold on. This is wicked from the jump. Wicked from the jump. He's supposed to tell him, hold on, now you're going off. He's supposed to pull out Leviticus 18 and go into it. But he just dived into it and indulged him. Like, lay on the bed. I got an idea. What kind of friend is that? That's a seducing spirit you just giving heed to. That's why it says, believe not every spirit. Go ahead.
And make thyself sick. And when thy father come to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat it at her hand.
And a lot of times when people give counsel, it's for themselves. And they want to live vicariously through you. He probably wanted tomorrow, but couldn't have it. He probably maybe just wanted to see that happen. I can't stand him. Can't stand his whole lineage. I gotta see him fall. Like I say, it gotta happen.
Satan ain't gonna do his so-called counsel.
Getting on. It's in Proverbs chapter 6. Well, I'm gonna wait. You can bring that out. No, I'm gonna bring it out. It's like it. It's Proverbs 6 and 12. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. Just walking with a froward mouth. Now pull up that word froward for Israel. Froward.
It's wicked.
Willful and disobedient.
Yeah.
Right? He has a disobedient mouth. You gotta be obedient to the Heavenly Father and what He charged you. Right? You're gonna be, if you say sleep with her, and you're disobedient, because you're not following what the Lord charged you. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house, and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down. And she took flour and kneaded it, and made cakes in his sight, and he did bake the cakes. And she took a pan and poured them out before him, and he refused to eat. And Amnon said, Have out all men from me. And they went out, every man from him. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand, and to partake the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Ammon, her brother. And when he had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her, and said unto her, Come, lie with me, my sister. And she answered him, Nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly.
See how he first thought about something? He received terrible counsel. He still kind of indulged with it, right? And now he's acting with his right hand. He just took action. Come here, lay with me. Just something so taboo and forbidden according to the law, it just makes anybody frown their face. Go ahead.
Come, and I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, but he would not withhold me from thee. Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her.
So he forced her and laid with her. He fell into his thoughts. He fell into his lust. Or rather, his lust fell upon him. And so that's what you may call it being salacious. Right? That's one of those spirits that you may have to purge out of you. Right? Let me pull that up. Having an excessive interest in copulating. It will be real sex. Evil concupiscence. Right? Just wanting to lay with somebody. That's lust. Salacious activities done by Ammon in the dark. So those are one of the things that you may look in the mirror and say, well, damn, maybe I am thinking about that too much. I have to purge myself. I have to look towards the scriptures and our forefathers and realize what's right and what's wrong. And what are the ramifications from my said deeds. You know, it didn't end too well for him, you know. But, you know, we're not going to read the entire account. I chiefly just wanted to bring out a malicious spirit that was upon Ammon, which was being salacious. In other words, constantly having an interest in copulation.
Yeah, real quick to add on that too, you know, because like the foundation was laid when Yardown laid it when the video first began, it all started in your mind. See, when you have your mind locked in on your how about you now shot, you can't avoid these things. You know, you don't have to have salacious thoughts, evil concupiscence, right? So it all stems back to having your mind and your works committed to your how about you now shot to avoid doing things like this, right? And I also I wanted to let me back off what he brought out in History of Susanna 1:8. I'll grab it. It says, and the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her, and they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes that they might not look unto heaven nor remember just judgments. And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one shew another his grief, for they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have to do with her, yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her. So they was dealing with salaciousness. That's what they was dealing with. That deep, dark lust inflamed in them. We have to have her. They just meditate on, I will do this way, I will do that way. Right? And they turn, notice it said, they turn their minds away from just judging. They turn their mind and their heart away from thinking upon Yahweh Shem Shah. Had they done that, it could have drove that lust away, possibly. So this is just going to show you how Satan worked. I mean, I'm pretty sure brothers have been through, I done been through it. Satan praying on the mind, just thought after thought, like, just do it. No, not doing it. You got to fight, tossing and turning, left and right to left, and losing sleep. It's like, no. And Satan just pricking at you. It's like poking a bear. Point, poke. Do it. Then you got all the demons behind him. Do it. They cheering against you. It's a boxing match. And they not with you. Do it. Turn it on. And no, not doing that. And then Satan just keep having that lust just inflamed in you. It's no, man. You lock in and say, look, I know, how about you know, Shine? Why Yahweh Shine not want me doing this? This is folly. You lock in and get my mind back locked in on Yahweh Shine. Let me rebuke these thoughts. Shake it off. hey, do it by all means, do whatever by all means necessary to rebuke that spirit, man. Rebuke maliciousness.
What verse you bring up?
I went from 8 all the way down to 12. It's definitely more, the whole thing, man.
Hey, I wanna harp on a point, a few points. Where it says in verse, where is that? They were wounded in their love.
Oh yeah, right there, verse 10.
Verse 10, and albeit they both were wounded with her, yet there's not one shew another his grief. Like no shame, for they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have to do with her. So it's just like
that's a heavy point too. That's a heavy point right there.
That's bad.
See how Satan works? You don't shoot forth what you're dealing with, and then Satan use that to overtake you now. Maybe that one counsel look you already now. I don't just lust, man. It's kicking me. It's just these thoughts, man. But if I got one or two things I do, I could turn the other cheek and say, nah, I got it. Smoke upon my chest. I ain't the lust conqueror. You damn, get ahead of yourself. But they chose not to be ashamed and shoot a lust. So confessing your fault or confessing what you might not went off, but maybe wicked thoughts is vexing you. It's good to speak on that. Because when you speak on that, that shows humility and that shows the Lord, okay, my son crying out, he do want some help. So then Satan back up, man. Versus another brother, I'll be all right. I'll look for 30 seconds and it'll all be over. Then now the most time he ain't gonna want to call Satan off you because it's like you really want that for real. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jake said, treat it as his son. You look at it for a few seconds and keep it pushing.
No.
I've heard some Jake say, you're gonna have to grab the back of my neck and put a muzzle on me and stop barking at it. Just the dog. Brother said, I heard a brother say, a judge will have to hold me in contempt because I can't stop barking.
Wow.
So Israel, their mind isn't right. Mine's just not right. I wanted a quick precept. So right 4 and 21, right? Because it says, for they were ashamed to declare their lust. So they felt shame, but they didn't want to declare it.
Yeah. As the book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 21. But there's a shame that brings sin, and there's a shame which glory and grace.
So with their shame, they bottled it up. They just kind of consumed their shame and let it sit in their belly and their mind. And once you let something sit for so long, it's going to get rotten. Right? They let that shame just rot in their mind.
It's true.
And it didn't do them no good. Because you can feel shame to the point where you may want to realize, damn, I messed up. Oh, I feel bad. Let me go pray. Let me go repent. You have to pray Manasseh, right? And then you got that shame where it just kind of sit and linger in your thoughts. And you just don't do nothing with it. No actions is done after you feel shame. You just like, well, it is what it is. I'm in too deep. Messed up one time. What the hell? One more for the road. I might as well do it again. One more for the road. One last blast off. Right? One last shot to the head. For those who may be addicted to liquor, one last shot. Just one more for the road. What do they call it when they close in the bar? Last call for alcohol. Right?
Last rounds.
Yeah, some jakes, you want that last round for sin. That last call for sin.
You gotta say no.
Gotta say no.
Got to, bro.
You gotta say la.
That last could literally be your last.
Yeah, that last could be your last, and then you're gonna end up in a grave. And ain't no praying in the grave. Ain't no more thanking the Lord in the grave.
Man.
Ain't no more doing the works in the grave. You in the grave, doing the grave.
Yep.
Right?
And ain't always gotta be carnal, bro. Going back to the word. Once I see you in the congregation of the dead, man. That's
right.
tough. That ain't fun, bro.
Now you're son.
Sleepwalking.
So it say, for they were ashamed to declare their lust, and they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her.
Dang.
And so that's you watching that sin just day to day. Let's say Instagram, for example. Instagram just a stumbling block for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you just don't delete it. The Lord said, cut off your right hand. Whatever may offend you, cut it off. Whether it be an eye, pluck it out. And so if Instagram is offending you, and you just watching it, it's just on your phone. You don't really open it, but it's on your phone. You know it's there. Just, you don't do nothing about it. You licking your lips. A few seconds won't hurt. I do that in text so I just post the scripture.
Right now.
When you fall into that snare, you're going to be on Instagram all day.
Never fail, bro.
You're gonna be on there for hours and go, it's 3 o'clock.
Tell you,
One more scroll.
never fails.
One more scroll. 7 o'clock. One more scroll. Or it could be hopping on the game. You could be watching movies. It could be anything. And an overindulgence upon anything is harmful for your soul and your spirit. Right? Be not excessive upon your needs.
Yeah.
Right? Because Instagram is nothing but a tool that can be used for righteous purposes or it can be used for wicked purposes. It's no difference than a hammer. You can use a hammer to make a house or to break down a house. And so you have to be wise in these last days and prove thy soul and see what is evil for it. And a lot of the times when these spirits jump on men, it's because they didn't prove their soul in knowing what's evil for themselves or not. That's a lack of prudence and diligence.
Yeah, kind of. I was about to say, man, I humbly admit I've definitely fell victim to Instagram so many times. Like, I'm just watching all type of highlights and the food channel, the damn shit. Look at that food, man. Right? Look at them highlights, eating dunked on him and good catch on the food. Just idle, just scrolling, man. Hey, I'm telling you, you got deleted. It's like a spirit on the app.
Yeah,
Some just warp your mind into it. You just scrolling. Like the brother said, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You see all type of stuff on there, man. And you literally gotta cut it off. You gotta cut it off. I deleted the app for that months. So more locked in. That time that I probably was gonna do on that, I'm going through these precepts, right? It's so beneficial to truly cut off the things that offend you, for real. Whether it can be whatever app. I know they got a lot of. I know Instagram ain't the only one, but it's definitely one of the main ones. Let's get started at 32 and go to 20 about the shot.
So book of Sirach, chapter 32, and verse 20. Go not in the way wherein thou mayest fall, and stumble not among the stones.
Right, so the Lord said, don't go in a way that'll make you fall. So that's why I love the concept of 2 Corinthians 13. It say, know yourself. Prove your own selves. Like, you literally got to know yourself. Like, if you know going in this direction will make you fall, don't go in that direction. And it could be a battle. But I had a heck of a week, fighting, man. They still working on my mind, just going through it. But look, it's get to a point where, look, hey, man, you got to lock in and make it happen. You got to lock in and make it happen and not go in the ways that'll make you fall, man, or that'll make you stumble. So you really got to know what's, like Yardan Ricky paraphrase, see what's evil for yourself and don't give yourself to that. Can't give yourself over to nothing. Can't be excessive in anything, man. A little too much of anything and unrighteousness is bad.
Proverbs 1 and 17.
Proverbs 1 and 17.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22.
1 and
1
17.
and 17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird.
So just like if like the bird, he knows that that's a trap.
Yeah.
And he knows that he can get trapped if he sees it. So
Exactly, and that's a beautiful precept to let me back on that about not going in the way that you know you could fall. And we got we see the pigeons all the time. The pigeon, see you cast a whole net, and on the net it say, pigeons, pigeon capturer. Why would the pigeon go over there and just, I'm going in the net today? No, you blowing your chance at overthrowing that pigeon because it watched you do it. So it's the same thing with us. Like, we gotta know what's bad for us and not going that way. So if you know that Instagram is bad for you, why would you just jump and say, Instagram, hello, I want to be your victim today? No, you gotta be like this bird. The Lord even say that the animal shall teach thee, and the Lord say that. It says, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. It's you did it right in front of the bird. You think the bird that dumb? I don't think a lion run to the poacher. Let's go. You got big old stick just ready to throw. No, they gonna run unless maybe it's a lot of maybe they jump it. Well, that's just equivalent to you having brothers help you overcome that spirit. Simple. And if you ain't got that going on, brother, you need to not go over there. Straight like that. So you gotta know what's good for you, and you don't want to give yourself to it, man, and you don't want to go in a way that you obviously know you could stumble. Just how a bird wouldn't obviously go to the dang bird catcher, the dang net. Right? If I know Facebook bad for me, well, Facebook gotta go, because I ain't trying to go. You were Facebook. What's it gonna be? You were Instagram. You were that site. What's it gonna be, man? And you better not put that over you. You got precepts?
I got a precept of a point. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, and verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, For out of it are the issues of life.
Mhm.
And going back to what y'all brothers brought out in regards to like having that shame, it's the little things that lead to something bigger. A little leaven the whole lump. So if you do have that shame and you don't admit it, what is that really? What is that really at the end of the day? Well, it's pride, because pride is the beginning of sin. So if you don't confess that fault, that's what it's going to lead to at the end of the road.
Right. Bring out Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 4.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 4. The soul of the sluggard desired and had nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat.
Now that's pretty plain, but I want to just explain it for those who may not know. Right, the soul of the sluggard, he's going to desire. You may have a good intention, right? But if you're still just a sluggard, you're just too lazy to do anything, you're not going to have nothing.
Yeah.
You may say, well, I want to do this. Man, I really want to kick it. I really want to stop. I want to stop cold turkey. But if you have no plan of action to kind of make something happen, you're going to remain in the same spot. You're going to continue to be that slug. Or you just may make slow movement, right? That's how a slug moves. He moves real slow. Yeah, I'll do it, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. And you may do it tomorrow, but the Lord said you got to make haste. He said, I made haste to keep thy commandments, right? The apostles, they ran fast after Yahweh shot,
Yeah.
right? Esther made haste to go on a fast, right? Abraham made haste to help out Lot. So our forefathers always made haste. Joseph made haste to flee from the face of sin as a serpent. He said, oh, get off of me. He said, get off of me, spirit. And he dipped out of there, So you want to watch out for that salacious spirit. I got another precept in 2 Chronicles chapter 35, verse 20. Another spirit to be watchful of.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 35, and verse 20. After all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. But he sent ambassadors to him, saying, What have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. For God commanded me to make haste, forbear thee from meddling with God.
Hold on, what did he say?
Forbear thee from meddling with God.
Hey, I'm on a duty. I'm on a mission. The Most High came to me by reason of dream or through person to go fight with these other people, right? The people of Carchemish. Go ahead.
Who is with me, that he destroy you not? Nevertheless, Josiah will not turn his face from him, but disguise himself that he might fight with them, and hearken not unto the words of Necho from the mouth of God, and came to fight in the valley of Megiddo. And the archer shot at King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, Have me away, for I am sore wounded.
So he got judged. He got hit by that arrow. Go ahead.
His servants therefore took him out of that chariot, and put him in a second chariot that he had, and they brought him to Jerusalem. And he died, and was buried in one of the sepulchres of his fathers. And all Judah and Jerusalem mourned for Josiah.
And that was it. That was his life. Right? See how all it takes is just a... Can you bring out Ecclesiastes 20? It's like Ecclesiastes 10 about the chart.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 1. Dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary to send forth a stinking savor. So doeth a little folly him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor.
All it took was a folly, tactless decision for him to give up the ghost. That's all it took. I want to pull up that word, that definition. Tactless. To be tactless is to either be rude without manners or inept without finesse. Either way, let me pull up a better definition. I'm going to pull up the Webster. Marked by lack of. Made a tactless remark about the woman. You're not giving us a just definition. Here we go. Lacking tact, showing no tact, undiplomatic, offendingly blunt. So that's a good synonym, right? He was undiplomatic. And so you gotta ask yourself, am I undiplomatic sometimes? And that can be a spirit as well. Am I not understanding, right? Can I not be cordial? That's another spirit as well, Israel has to look out for. And then should you have it, you wanna purge it. You wanna get rid of that quality, right? That undesirable, trait. And I was meditating upon this last night. I was writing stuff down. And I'm like, damn, why would you do something against what the Lord said? Which is scary. And that's also pride. Because he said, the hell with you and whatever he just told you, I'm going to do what I want to do. Right? And you got to ask yourself, when was the last time the Most High tried to give you wisdom, whether it be through counsel or another brother, and I neglected it? Or it could have been through a sister. Right? Or you're real. You just neglected it. Said, nah, I don't know about that. It is what it is. You have to be observant and self-aware through the Spirit.
You can bring that out in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15.
But in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
So in this instance, Josiah, it's like he didn't redeem the times. He didn't redeem anything. Right? I had two more precepts. Bring out Proverbs chapter 13, verse 13.
So the book of Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 13. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed.
Right, he despised the words of the Lord. Because King Necho was like, hey, so this is what the Lord commanded. But Josiah didn't see it as such. And sometimes as man, you may not perceive something to be of the Lord or thus said the Most High. You look at a carnal man and just think, no, that's just you, carnal. No, the Most High made him say that.
That's just you.
So he can give you wisdom. No, that's just you. I don't know about that. That's just you, man. That's just you. It is what it is. That's what happens when you're not observant. And I've been meditating upon that for a while because I've been thinking to myself, like, damn, Most High can give you wisdom through another person.
No, for sure.
And give you judgment through another person.
For sure.
And some people, man, and Jake just don't see it like that. You don't want to be one-dimensional in this thing. Nah, that's just, what you say, that's just you up.
Yeah, that's just you. Because he said it, I ain't gonna listen. But if he say it,
Yeah. He said, I'm going to listen to the other person, I don't know. You always kind of look at me funny, I don't know.
Jake loved it. That's just you up.
Yeah, that's awful. So Josiah had that tactless spirit in that moment, and you don't want to carry forth that spirit. Can you bring out Proverbs 13 and 13 again?
Book of Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 13. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
See, he could have been rewarded hearing that commandment and say, hey, I don't want no smoke from the Lord. That's how you should have seen it. Oh, the Lord put in your spirit to do that, like it's in Isaiah. Right, Isaiah, I believe, the 10th chapter. Oh, you was basically like a battle axe for the Lord at this moment, or a sword of the Lord, fighting against carcass. I don't want no smoke, right? The Lord said he has an armory, and I believe Jeremiah the 50th chapter.
Yeah.
That's all right. The Lord said he got an armory in Jeremiah. So, once you understand that, you'll understand a lot of other things as well through the Spirit and how things are operated on a spiritual level. And so, again, being circumspect and having discernment, it's just about everything. You can bring out 1 Kings 20 and 38.
It's the book of 1 Kings chapter 20 and verse number 38, and it reads, So the prophet departed and waited for the king by the way, and disguised himself with ashes upon his face. And as the king passed by, he cried unto the king, and he said, Thy servant went out into the midst of the battle, and behold, a man turned aside, and brought a man unto me, and said, Keep this man, if by any means he be missing, then shall thy life be for his life, or else thou shalt pay a talent of silver.
Hold on, let's read that again from the top. You can read 1 Kings chapter 20. We're going to start at, might start up a little bit more.
35.
35 is a good start.
Time.
All right, you can get that.
1 Kings 20 and verse 35. And a certain man of the sons of the prophets said unto his neighbor, In the word of the Lord, smite me, I pray thee. And the man refused to smite him.
Hold on, now the request could be crazy. You don't know what the Lord may require of you, but you got to deal with it. I mean, now they had Genesis back then. He could have thought about, well, what happened in Genesis 22 and Genesis 18? Didn't Abraham was about to sacrifice his son? Sounded like a crazy request. That's why you gotta meditate upon the precepts. Keep bringing us right 6:37. That's why you have to constantly think about the precepts. Because the moment you forget that one precept that's critical to your situation, you'll fall short. I'm not saying you gotta remember everything, but that's why you should at least meditate upon it. So the Holy Spirit from the Lord can fall upon you to, call it.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments.
You gotta meditate continually. Right? Go ahead.
And he shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
At thine own desire. So if you know you're trying your best to study the precepts and remember the precepts, and the most I can make you remember anything.
That's true.
Anything.
Right.
Sure.
That's why Jim's like, oh, I didn't know I remembered that. What? That was in the back of my head. That's the Holy Spirit that jumped upon you. Because the Lord knows your works and how you've been trying to meditate upon the word.
Yeah.
You can go back to 1 Kings.
1 Kings, chapter 20, verse 36. Then he said unto him, because thou hast not obeyed the voice of the Lord, behold, as soon as thou departed from me, a lion shall slay thee. And as soon as he was departed from him, a lion found him and slew him.
And it slew him, because as we read in Proverbs 13 and 13, if you don't hearken to the voice of the Lord, there will be destroyed. You're going to be slain. And the voice of the Lord can come by any man. Did not the voice of the Lord come by the way of a donkey? Did not come by Cyrus? I mean, it came by a lot of men in the ancient world. Balaam. It come by anybody. If then Harad make that temple, hence Harad's temple, the voice of the Lord can be upon anybody. Yeah, by the way of a bush. We read the 2nd Exodus 14th chapter. In Exodus 3rd chapter. By the way even of a simple bush. Go ahead.
Verse 37. Then he found another man and said, smite me, I pray thee. And the man smote him, so that in smiting he wounded him. So the prophet departed and waited for the king by the way, and disguised himself with ashes upon his face. And as the king passed by, he cried unto the king and said, thy servant went out into the midst of the battle, and behold, a man turned aside, and brought a man unto thee, and said, keep this man. If by any means he be missing, then shall thy life be for his life, or else thou shalt pay a talent of silver.
That's all I really wanted on how that certain man said, I'm not about to hit you. What the heck? Hey, you gotta have discernment, or else you're gonna be like the ball and get slain and overthrown.
Quick precept just to let me back off everything the mighty brother brought out. Let's go back to Sirach 32 and go to 18. About the shot.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 32, and verse number 18. A man of counsel will be considerate, but a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear, even when of himself he hath done without counsel.
Right, so one main issue with these men, these examples that Yardan brought out, it says a man of counsel will be considerate, but a strange and proud man basically not going to be considerate. So these men received counsel. These men was told, hey, this is from Yahweh Shai, and they just didn't listen. They just didn't listen. They wasn't dealing with it. They didn't have no fear of the Lord in no form or fashion. It said a wise man will fear in all things. So if somebody's saying, this of the Lord, now you can say, well, I don't believe you. That don't make sense. Like, look, I'm trying to tell you, it's of the Lord. And a wise man or a man of counsel, they're going to consider it. Even if he don't tell you face to face, okay, I believe you are. And he's going to go home, he's going to ponder upon that. He's going to examine himself. He's going to be considerate. Okay, well, I did do this, so I could see why the Most High would send a brother a dream of this. Or overall, wise man is going to be considerate. These men, they didn't think upon nothing that was brought out to them, and they just say, well, no, not smiting me. All right, yeah, sure, the Lord told you this, I'm going to do that with you. You got smoke. So when you do receive counsel and the Lord do speak to you through diverse ways, you will at least want to be considerate and meditate on it, think upon it. I remember my own Kaim told me a dream that he had like a while ago about it. Even though it was from way back beyond that, I still took that and considered that. I meditated upon that and said, you know what, I gotta make sure I do everything so this don't have to be the case. Even if it was from something I did in the beginning. You feel me? I was a babe, messing up, going on. You feel me? Even to this day now, I'm better, I'm stronger, I'm wiser through the spirit power of Yahweh Shai. I still take that dear to my heart and say, look, I don't want to be this. That's for sure. So you want to be a wise man and consider it. A brother may notice something like, I can do be kind of prideful sometimes. No, I don't. I'm the humblest of humble. All right. Then next thing you know, the most I give a brother a dream, and the moment the brother be prideful, then something happened. They say, look, I dreamed last night. He was being prideful in the dream. Most High, he had something happen. Oh, it doesn't really sound like me. And I doubt it. To me, prideful? It happened to me? Now, you didn't say, and the scripture had the first admonition and the second, man, it is what it is. So you want to be a wise man that be considerate of things, because the Lord could show you things through brothers. Like you already brought out, the Lord literally can have another brother examine you. And you don't even realize it, just to bring out something else that need to be purged out of you. I mean, it almost happened. I heard that examine me. Maybe you noticed something 2 weeks in a row. I didn't notice. Maybe they need to be brought to my attention so this leaven could be purged out of me.
Can I get a precept? Job 33 verse 14. It's a classic.
It's the book of Job. Salaki. Trying to put the sword in one hand. Chapter 33, you said verse 14, right?
Yep.
It's the book of Job, chapter 33 and verse 14. For Yahweh Bashim Yahushai speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
Why do men don't perceive it? Because the Most High come down to you and speak it, you're going to get it. They don't receive it because he say it through a way that you're not going to expect it.
Similitudes, parables.
A parable, and he also say it through a man.
Yep.
And you wondering, like, you scratching your head now.
Yep.
2 or 3 times and you don't perceive it. You like, what is he trying to say to me?
Yep.
If you would be sitting there and diligently discerning and discretion what's going on, then you would be understanding the Lord is saying this to you through this man.
Yep.
Like the conversation me and Yardon had earlier with the dream. That must be the Lord. I sat there, I'm like, I just scratched my head. I ain't say it wasn't. I just scratched my head.
Yeah. It's always a way to examine yourself or to be better in some form or aspect. I realized that a lot this week. After all the stuff that I went through this week, I just considering it all because I told my own Kayyum about it. He like, I hope the Lord, you feel me, do what he did for me, for you, and let you learn from these things, man. And I really did learn a lot this week. And my main thing is I know I got to get back on my A game on that elite type of time that I was on. I got to be, I know I could have said, oh, car hit, oh well. Oh, under the car, just sure, just a car, things happen. By chance, time and chance. Oh, when this happened, that happened. Oh, the spirit got cranked up. Maybe it's just one of those weeks.
Accidents happen.
I kind of tried to dodge it by all means, trying to get out of it. Nope, hit anyway. That let me know something. Hold on. I must not be going hard enough to completely dodge certain things. I can't be. Because if I was, I would dodge it. So something must be telling me, okay, look, this week, it wasn't the best. You got to get back on your A game. You got to get on fire. I need you on that elite type of time. The Most High will do that. He will have certain things happen. You literally, okay, sure you didn't go off. You think you in the clear. I ain't going off no more, man. Okay. But then I know here comes slothfulness. Now usually you don't deal with that. Here come idleness. Right? Here come distraction demon, procrastination. A whole plethora of things you don't deal with. The Most High will want you on another type of time. He wants you to strive to be on that more elite level. Don't get comfortable. Don't get relaxed. Okay, you conquered that chief demon. Now you think you're in the clear. Well, guess what? It's 5 more. They're thirsty. They're drooling at the mouth. Yeah, we want them. Procrastination, just looking at us. Let's get in the crib. Scroll 3 hours. Time is flying. Day after day. All right, just going on. It's always a way to be occupied. It's another demon to conquer. It's another level to reach. It's another flame to attain. Right? It's always another avenue to go to reach and strive mightier for Yahweh Shah. And that was a huge thing that I learned this week. After all the signs and wonders the Most High hit me with, I had to sit back and think like, I'm not doing something right. I'm not giving the Lord that 110% that I should be giving him. He jamming me up. That's what it is. And we a week away from Passover. The Lord give you some last minute leaven to check out. It may be a crumb in the cup. You ain't picking. The Lord, he go down to the nitty gritty, man. So you can purge all those things out to the best of your given ability. Got to be considerate.
Right. You got to gauge. Right. You got to be locked in to the
That's a good
spirit.
definition. I like that.
Right. You got to measure everything. Right. So it says. Now, I ain't forget you came. I just want to bring out this point. It says you got to gauge and measure. Right. Like it says in Revelation 11, the angels got to measure and they got a measuring device.
Yeah.
Right. When you have a measuring device, it's because you want to consider something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You see something and you want to take make sure that you're counting the cost pretty much. Right? You got a point?
Oh, yeah, can you get Psalms 139, verse 1, and then jump to 23?
Yep, I knew it. Yep, I knew it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 1. O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Verse 23. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting.
Yeah, that's plain.
Beautiful.
Now you can bring out Psalms 26 and 2.
Yep.
Now you can ask yourself, you know, I want to say that's a bold thing to ask.
It is.
Lord, search me and try me. Right? When you ask him to try me, you pretty much asking him, put me through the freezer, put me through the fire.
Yep.
Let me see if I can endure.
Yep.
That's not, search and try me, give me a message by letter on what I need to do better. That's by serious, trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Bring that out.
Book of Psalms, chapter 26, and verse 2. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me.
He said, prove me, Lord, examine me. Go ahead.
Try my reins and my heart.
Right, try my thoughts, my heart, my mind, try my soul, Lord. And he's going to do that. You ask for it, so shall you receive. If you wanted the Lord, if you ask the Lord to give you strength, he's going to give you strength. But it's not going to come in a box with a ribbon on it. Like this is a game. It's not going to come in the form of weights. Oh, yeah, there's my strength. Like you just pumping iron all day. It ain't coming like that, brother. It's going to come by the way of judgment. And judgment isn't always bad. Judgment simply means a decision. And so it's going to come by the way of a judgment, whether it be you trying to dodge your car, and like the brother's situation. It could be by the way of a brother having a dream about you. Brother had a dream about me a while ago. I was like, damn. And it put a fire under my rump.
Literally.
So let me do this and the third and do that. I've heard it all. I've heard great men say, well, they had dreams pertaining to themselves. Right? That other man had dreams pertaining to them. From the high to the low, there's always been dreams, visions, or accounts and testimonies, right, where the Lord is trying to teach that man or group of people something. Right? You bring that out one more time.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 26, verse 2, and it reads, Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart.
So when was the last time you asked the Lord to try you? It's a heavy thing. You can't just say all the time, Lord, please give me strength. Please give me wisdom. And just think that's it. It's going to happen just like that. Now, yeah, he can give you wisdom by reading and, searching out matter. And give you wisdom that way too. You don't always expect it to be like that. Exactly. You're going through hell. You're saying, Lord, why am I going through hell? You ask him to try you. You ask for wisdom. You find wisdom in a lot of serious situations. You find maturity and strength in a lot of strenuous situations. You ask the Lord for strength, and you got all that stress upon you this week. And you trying to figure out what the Lord's doing. You ask for it. I fail. You ask for it.
It never fails. Ezekiel 22:14, one of my favorite classics. Like back what the brother said, you can't. See, that's why. See, Jake always say, I want to be mighty. I want to be like my forefathers. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a beautiful thing. Our forefathers were mighty. I would love for brothers to achieve that elite level, being with the Lord. But you got to think about it. Look at what they went through. You kind of say, yeah, I want to be like Paul. I want to be like the Apostle Paul. Well, brother, you ready to get beat?
Right.
Brother, you ready to get in the shipwreck, brother? You ready to be on trial, jail for 2 years? You sure you want to go there? Or, can you handle that? So it's different when you ask to be on this great level. Can you, can we sit by, Yeah, I was trying to tell him, it's not even my right to do all that, all right? And then he told me, he said, hold on. You sure you can handle being baptized with the baptism I was baptized with? Like, y'all, you feel? Because the mama asked, can they? Well, hold on now. You sure about that? Because what I got to go through, I need to know. I'm giving you the chance. You think you can handle it? And they say, yeah. I said, yeah, we can. And, surely they, mighty men. So that's just like the Lord proving you and trying you. You got to, See, that's the thing. When the Lord do that, either you gonna fold or you gonna live up to it. Like y'all said, Most High asked you. I mean, you asked Most High, can I have strength? Kind of everybody dropping the prayer because a brother's expecting you to have more strength. Okay, I'm gonna put you through something that's gonna require you to literally be strong, and it's not carnal. Most High not about to tell you go to the damn Edge Fitness, damn crunch, and then somebody say, yeah, try this 250 on the bench. And then you sitting there squirming with the SpongeBob arms. Eat, Lord, I pray for strength. No, man. The Lord gonna say, hey, all four wheels on the car broke down. Find out how to get to work. Find out what you gonna do. What you gonna do? And that woman, she about to put you through the ringer this week. She gonna put you through it. Might even leave. What you gonna do? You gonna cry outside after the woman? Baby, come back. You could like that. Oh. That's what you gonna do, brother? You gonna start crying after you know? So you ask for strength. The Lord is gonna put you through a situation where your spirit and your mental is literally gonna have to be strong. I done been through it, literally. Bring that up.
So book of Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 14. Can thy heart endure?
What the Lord say?
Can thy heart endure?
The Lord say, can your heart endure? They're not talking about your literal heart. They're talking about your mind. Because the Lord put his servants through the fire. And enduring through the fire is you gotta have a large mental capacity to endure in this truth. And I mean large. Like your mental has to be very, very strong. It's not talking about your literal heart. Because obviously if your literal heart couldn't endure, you would just die. It's not that hard. The Lord talk about your mind. Can your mind endure through the wiles of the devil, 12 midnight? Right? Can it endure through the torments? Right? Can your mind endure? I mean, it's been times, man. Look, Jake crying.
Yeah.
Jake done cried, man. I didn't cry.
Yeah.
Jake cried, man. Like, cause your mind, like, it's what it say. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So it's moments where you gotta have that elite mental to endure. It's how brothers can kind of pick up the tool, right?
Yeah.
Then pick the tool up, ready to use the tool. Okay, because the mind is like, oh, I can't do it. I'm not worthy. Why the Lord even bring me in this thing, man? It's crazy. The Lord say, look, can your heart endure? Right? And brothers have been there at that breaking point. You know, the sweat's coming down the face and the crying, tears coming down. And you don't know what to do. But remember, you pray for strength. So the Lord gonna put you through that strenuous situation and see if you really can be strong. That job you love, what if you lose it?
Yeah.
88 an hour, electrician. You love your job. They don't make you work on the Shabbat, for real. But then all of a sudden Passover come up, they say, come in, or you're out of here. Well, dang. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
And look, but remember you prayed for strength. And you got to think about you dealing with, how about Shimei was shot? You could see from the scriptures, the Most High is very wise. He's not going, okay, no food this week. Brother, you fast 2 times a week anyway. You ain't hurt by that.
Right.
He ain't gonna do nothing to you.
Right.
The Most High he gonna hit you, man. He gonna hit you. You gotta see like this main thing. If you had to lose that, would you rock with me still? Or you gonna get mad? Lord, why did you do this to me? So, you see what Joel's wife told him. Say, curse the Lord. Curse him. Just because he started going through these things, man. Go ahead.
Can thy heart endure?
Right?
Or can thy hands be strong?
Can your hands be strong? Now, your hands are spiritual. That's symbolic for your works. So when you go through diverse situations, can your hands be strong to keep trying to be mighty, keep trying to get you some precepts in, some reading in, keep trying to get arms and stuff like that? The Lord say, can your hands, can they be strong? Because a lot of times they start going through it, all the work start diminishing.
Yep.
Ain't read all week. Man, no precepts for real, barely through our prayers. Woe is me, facing the pillow. It's just like, the works kind of go. And the Lord literally, I went through these weeks before. It's literally been weeks where like, bro, I'm having the worst week ever. But something in me like, at least get something in. A couple, 2 chapters, something. Anything but nothing. Because the Lord want to see, I'm putting him through hell. Is he going to resort to me? Is he going to pray to me and ask, okay, get this lust demon off me? Remove this procrastination demon, please, Dr. Shaw. Is he going to study a few precepts at least? Or is the Bible going to sit there and collect dust all week? So the Lord liked to put Jake through that fire. But you got to think about it. That's exactly why you come forth as gold. This is why. The Lord is not unrighteous to forget your work and your labor of love. The Most High don't put people through this for the fun of it. just kind of up there laughing. I just want to see how he gonna react. No, man, he not Cardinal Jake, man.
Right.
That'd be Jake in the words. Just want to see how he gonna react. You kind of walking home from school, 8 dudes jump out on you just to scare you. We knew you was gonna be scared. We knew you were gonna be scared. Like, no, man, the Lord not doing stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
He wants you to really come forth as gold. Look what Abraham went through. Remember the Lord, he said, thy only son. You know, got the little razzle dazzle, only son. That kind of start making you think, damn, it is my only son. I don't have another one. Do I really want to do that? It's just certain little things, man, but the Lord do it to see who was on the Lord's side. Who really rocking with me no matter what. And what was that, Ezekiel, did his wife get taken away?
I was about to say that.
Didn't he tell him not to, he said, don't cry.
He said, don't cry. You gotta deal with it.
Don't cry.
If Jake loses a rib today,
Brother, we're not gonna see you for a while. It's not happening. You're not gonna be out, but I don't know what Jake's gonna do. But he might not be out next week.
for the most part,
For the most part, carnally speaking. I don't see him being out next week, kind of shaking the hand, bringing out lessons and precepts.
as if nothing happened.
As if nothing. Jake, you're not doing that. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not happening. You're gonna be mourning.
Yeah. It's you finished that on Ezekiel Bone Shop.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22 and verse 14, right? Can thy heart endure?
Can your heart endure?
Or can thy hands be
Can
strong?
your hands be strong?
In the days that I shall deal with thee.
Hold on, what the Lord say?
In the days that I shall deal with thee.
See, the Lord said, well, finish it off.
I, the Lord, have spoken it and will do it.
And with what?
And will do it.
The Lord said, I'm gonna do it. That's right. So you can't, hey, look, brother, remember, you asked for that. You prayed for that. I remember the first day I was talking to Mayim Kayim about just striving. Because I already told Ezekiel about it. I told Mayim Kayim, I'm like, man, I'm craving for that next level. I told Jordan about it. And I'm like, bro, ever since I really, you know what I'm saying, step up to like try to really wax mightier and go to the next step, I said, bro, I've been going through everything imaginable. Like, literally. I'm like, bro, I'm not catching no breaks. Ezekiel is witness. Me and Ezekiel been together like the past almost a whole year now. You didn't see everything I've been going through, Josiah. A little bit less than a year. Right behind Zeke. I'm like, bro, I'm talking getting put through the ringer. All because what? I craved to be on that next level. How about you, man? I was shot. I went up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm on the phone telling y'all, I'm like, man, I'm almost about to cry. Like, why am I, like, how? I was like, how do you do it? Like, this thing, like, how? But it's like, when the Lord said, look, I'm going to deal with you, and I will do it, because this is what you asked for. You literally got to be prepared to go through it. Literally. Your hands got to stay strong, your works got to stay mighty, and your heart and your mind got to endure through it all. And guess what? All purging out leaven. It all go back to the main point of the topic. When the Lord said, because the Lord could do that, he could have that list and crank up on level 1,000. And that's a thorn in the flesh. That's some leaven that you gotta get rid of. I mean, can your heart endure through it? And you waking up, and you waking up, man. And you ain't the only one waking up. What you gonna do? You got 2 options. All right.
go down and destroy yourself.
You can destroy yourself and deny yourself. Right? And we ain't even gonna say the other option. Right? You gotta make this a one-way street. Ain't no 2-way street. This ain't a 4-way. It's one way, and that's the kingdom. You gotta purge out that leaven. And can your hands be strong? Right? Strong to pick up the Bible.
That's right.
And correct the precept. Can your hands be strong? Okay, look, man. You kind of sweating, wiping the sweat. You get the precepts, man. Because you gotta purge that leaven out. And when you could do those things, the Lord, he'll move that thorn out the way. I guarantee you.
Right. And what
Denzel say, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
right?
I guarantee it. You can bring out Sirach chapter 39, verse 33.
The Lord will turn you to a hardy man.
That's right. And some days, you just gotta, you go through so much. All you can really do is just sit your ass down and kind of just meditate on the word. That's all you can really do. Just sit down and just be quiet.
You ain't lying.
It happened to me a while ago. You brought up the job situation. I had a smooth job. It was like everything, so-called dream job. Hot, decent pay, good promises. Sold me a dream and everything. Benefits, get this. Had a little pool lounge. Had a little coffee thing, espresso.
Man.
Little maids.
Kind of had a maid
Servants over there. So, and the Lord said, all right, give me that.
And you know, in all sincerity, the moment they said, you know, what they said, I was like, I took a nap. I said, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I took a nap. I didn't care. But, you know, that doesn't take away the fact that you may be frustrated at certain things. You're still in the flesh a little bit here and there.
That's true.
Right? But in the grand scheme of things, you gotta keep it.
That's true.
And the most time they make you go without a job, just to kind of see where you gonna go. What's your mindset on? Are you gonna like get carnal and just start selling drugs? Is that where you'll resort to? Maybe you sell your body. Maybe you sell somebody else. Maybe you steal. Most time might want to see where your mind resorts to, and you don't have certain things coming in.
Yeah.
So you can bring out Sirach chapter 39, verse 33.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 33. All the works of the Lord are good.
Wait, what did it say?
All the works of the Lord are good.
Some people want to get offended. Nobody wants to hear that or think about that if your rib gave up the ghost, or if your kid gave up the ghost.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be thinking that. I don't see it. All the works of the Lord are good. Unless you Job, maybe. You know, I'm sure Job may have kind of said that in the moment. But, you know, it is what it is. In fact, he kind of did. He said, hey, you're going off, woman. I'm supposed to curse God and die. What are you talking about? So he kind of moved in that spirit. He moved in the spirit of this verse. Go ahead.
All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season.
In due season. It was that time for you to lose your job, brother.
Yeah.
It was a time for you to stop talking to that woman.
Yeah.
It was the right time for you to get that job.
Yeah.
It was the right time for you to learn that lesson. All things are in due season.
It's true.
Why is it? Woe is me. Why is this happening to me now? Why now of all days? And you may ask yourself on a carnal level, you get that. But spiritually moving forward, you got to realize, hey, this happened for a reason, G. It happened for a reason. My situation happened at the exact same time where something else was going on. Brothers know. I was like, damn, that's perfect timing.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Okay, that's of the Lord, you know. It is what it is. You go ahead.
Verse 34. So that a man cannot say, this is worse than that. For in time they shall all be well approved.
This is worse than the other thing, man. This is the worst of the worst. Hey, you can't say that. Stop saying this was worse than that. Stop saying that.
Say that.
You can't say it no more. Because it's going to be for your benefit. That's what all things, it's like that's why all the works of the Lord are good. And all things are for the better, as it says in Romans. You continue on.
Verse 35. And therefore praise ye the Lord with the whole heart and mouth, and bless the name of the Lord.
Similar to prayer of Azariah chapter 1 verse 1, right? He walked in the midst of the fire thanking the Lord. Start listening to all his things that he did. All the works of the Lord is good. While you're on fire. That's crazy. Jake, you know, imagine in the carnival, you touch the stove. You don't say, why the Lord? When you get hit by a car, why the Lord? Yeah. And when the ribs stop talking, why the Lord? Hey, that's got to be your first mind. That's got to be your first thought. That's how you're going to get strong. I got one more. You can bring out Sirach chapter 40, verse 1 through 6.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and every heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb.
So everyone in this room, in this building, in this house, in Israel, came out of a womb, came out of the matrix of their mother. Therefore, in coming out of the matrix, you're going to have a yoke of iron or a heavy yoke upon you, just waiting for you. It's coming out the womb, there it is. Go ahead.
Till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
The earth. Go ahead.
Their imagination of things to come, and the day of death, trouble their thoughts, and cause fear of heart.
These are all the things man is afflicted with ever since you came out the womb. Fear, death, the trouble of the heart. What if this man murdered me? You walking next to 5 Jakes with their hands in their pockets. You know, they kind of looking crazy. They giving you this look. Oh, man, what I gotta do? Maybe I should walk that way. I'm a real, what I do? That's the fear of heart that you deal with. Go ahead.
Verse 3. From him that sitteth on the throne of glory, unto him that is humbled in earth and ashes.
Hey, let's believe the high princes, and we know the celebrities, they're considered people who sit on the high throne of glory, right? They're the people that got all the money. Kim Kardashian, you know, even she's stressed. She's stressed even with all the money in the world. Theoretically, you would think that she has no issue seeing that money is defense. Yeah, she still does. She still goes through her tribulations. Go ahead.
From him that weareth purple, and a crown unto him that is clothed with linen frock. Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death,
And unquietness could be anything. It could be any other thought. Go ahead.
and anger, and strife, and in a time of rest upon his bed, in his night sleep, doth change his knowledge.
Yeah, you're just getting subverted, thinking this, thinking that. Now you're changing your mind. Just all over the place. Right? Go ahead.
A little or nothing is his rest, and afterwards he is in his sleep, as in the day of keeping watch, trouble in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle.
And as man, you get troubled so much in your heart by certain infirmities or thoughts or stress. How am I going to pay this bill? I don't tell Aki I'm struggling, but what do I do? I mean, my rib just keep yelling at me. I can't get a rib. I'm walking up and down the streets by myself. I'm going through this. I have no car. I have no job. I want new things. You know, you're just thinking about everything in this world, and that's stress in itself. That's a spirit, right? It's a spirit that you have to overcome and purge out. Go ahead.
Verse 7, when all is safe, he awakened, and marveled that the fear was nothing.
And sometimes you realize, man, I was nothing. That fear, that was thinking. Me overthinking about the money, the stress, all of that was nothing. That meant absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. And that's us in our situations. Oh, I wasn't that bad. You know, you will do something like, damn, I wasn't that bad. I was tripping.
Yeah.
You come to your right mind.
Yeah.
That's why it says all the works of the Lord are good. And he will give every needful thing in due season. So, you know, I got one more account with Isaiah, with Hezekiah. Remember Hezekiah chapter 39, verse 2.
Hezekiah, you and Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah. Isaiah 39, verse 2. Look at Hezekiah.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 39, verse 2. And Hezekiah was glad of them, and showed them the house of his precious things, the silver and the gold.
Start verse 1, Barbara. Sure.
Verse 1. At the time, Merodach Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present to Hezekiah, for he had heard that he had been sick and was recovered. And Hezekiah was glad of them, and showed them the house of his precious things, the silver and the gold, and the spices, and the precious ointment, and all the house of his armor, and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house, nor in all his dominion, that Hezekiah showed him not.
That's right. So in other words, he let this stranger come into his house and see all his goodly possessions. Right? It says in Sirach 11 and 29, bring not every man to thine house, for a deceitful man hath many trains, snares, devices set up against you. You can continue.
Verse 3. Then came Isaiah the prophet unto King Hezekiah, and said unto him, what say these men, and from whence came they unto thee?
Hey, what the hell's going on? That's what he's saying to Hezekiah the king. Go ahead.
And Hezekiah said, they are come from a far country unto me, even from Babylon. Then said he, what have they seen in thine house? And Hezekiah answered, all that is in mine house have they seen.
Say everything. Right, everything. What you mean? Go ahead.
And there is nothing among my treasures that I have not showed them.
That's like me walking up in Ezekiel's house. Show me your bank account. Or him showing me his bank account, rather. And him showing me all the pictures in his wallet. What's under his bed. What's in his closet. What he keep in his medicine cabinet. His secret files with his social security and birth certificate. His favorite shoes. You know, what he does at night. He just showed me his whole world. Everything in the darkness just comes to light. That's what Hezekiah did. That's what Hezekiah did, man. And that's my woman over there too. You see her? That's my kids. This is the trophies I got. And that's my favorite sword, Babylon, King of Babylon. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Then said Isaiah to Hezekiah, Hear the word of the Lord of hosts. Behold, the days come, that all that is in thine house, and that is in thy father's, have laid up in store, until this day shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, saith the Lord. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, they shall take away, and they shall be eunuchs in a place, or so like a palace, of the king of Babylon. Then said Hezekiah to Isaiah, Good is the word of the Lord which thou hast spoken. And he said, Moreover, for there should be peace and truth in my days.
Go ahead.
That's it on that.
And with the next chapter, first verse there.
Verse 40.
Chapter.
Next chapter,
Chapter.
chapter 40, verse 1.
Comfort ye, my people, saith your God. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins.
That's right. Go ahead.
The voice of him that cried in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord.
So pretty much, what you would call that is being impulsive, right? Hezekiah had an impulsive spirit upon him, to where he just willingly allowed another man walk in his house and see everything he owns. You have to ask yourself, do I allow everything in my thoughts? Do I allow everything into my mind? Because you have a spiritual life, you got your spiritual mind, and you got your actual physical house. You got to make sure that you're just not bringing anything in there. As we keep bringing up and mentioning, you have to try every spirit. Someone tells you something, that don't mean you got to just hold on to it for dear life. On another side of the coin. Hey, I had a dream. You turned into a dragon, and then you slayed Donald Trump, and then you start thinking boastfully of yourself. Yeah, I kind of knew that. I kind of had a feeling I might do something like that. Don't let every thought in your mind too. That's off. Yeah, you get counsel. Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do this. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't. You just getting molested, right? Your thoughts getting all touched. Your mind getting all touched and scrambled. You gotta, have wisdom and not bring every thought or everything you hear into your mind and rest upon it. Or else you're gonna fall by the wayside.
That's true. Quick point, I had to touch on that, like you already said. You don't want to just be susceptible and open to everything. Cause me and Joe, at work, man. Jay got a mouth on him at work, right? They got a potty mouth. They speak about a lot of lewd things, and I was sitting with Jake at work. He started spitting forth his lewd things. I opened the door and jumped out the car. I got out and I walked away and went, back by the job site, man. So, and you do want to try to dodge all manner of foolishness and folly, and don't let it sink and meditate into your mind. Because, Jake, like I said, Jake speak a lot of things at work, and if you was to really sit there and entertain it and let it just soak in your members, you been lewd like Jake, man. And sometimes, Jake kind of say something and I just gotta ignore it. And just look the other way and start looking out the window. Just doing this while we in the car waiting. You gotta have little tactics, man, to not be susceptible to everything, man. And you for sure don't want to be an open book. Hezekiah's been an open book. Who want to read me? Who want to open my page? Right? It's an open book. Everybody can check it out. You don't want to be like that. Because if you like that with your spirit, you allow all type of demons to come in.
Yeah.
All type of spirits to come in. And now, you might have a little leaven. Right? They got massive leaven.
Yeah, you got tumor of leaven.
Tumor of leaven. Right? So I just want to let me back on that point. You got to try to dodge all manner of foolishness and folly being absorbed in you. To the best of your ability, of course. There's a lot of folly out here. But effort, A for effort.
It's saying Sirach 13. You might bring out Sirach 13 and 8.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 8. Beware that I be not deceived and brought down in thy jollity.
So, Hezekiah was brought down in his jollity. And when you show somebody your house, you don't do it sad or angry. Yeah, here's this. Here's my goods. And he showed it off. He was treating, what's that old show? You show off your house? It was an MTV.
MTV Cribs.
My cribs, MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
That's the spirit of how I see he was doing. Here's my bag, my sword. You see my concubines? Just look at them. You wanna see my poor too? What about my servants? What else do you need to see? Just ask him what you need to see and show him. You don't want to, you gotta have some type of, and it says what it says is all right as well. A wise man is gonna have discretion, right? He's gonna fear in everything. You got it.
I don't know if it relates to this or not, but Sarah 11 and 29.
That's what we brought up.
Sirach 11:29, it says, bring not every man into thy house, for the deceitful man have many trains.
You bring every man in your house, you get jammed up.
Yeah, we pretty good.
When me and my wife was together, I had a Cadillac. Old Cadillac, in mint condition. Anyway, it was down. It was a guy down the street from us. He's Jack Leg Mechanic. So my
He's the
wife,
what?
Jack Leg Mechanic.
Janky.
Oh,
So she asked him to fix my car. So he come down to fix my car. Now I'm in the world now. This is before I gave up Christmas. I grew up in a house where my mother had our house looking like Hudson downtown at Christmas time. So that's the mentality I grew up in. I gave it to my children. I hooked our house up from the living room to my den in the bed. Anyway, this guy look through the window and see my kids' Christmas tree in the den and presents under the tree. Now it's like the 19, it was like, this happened to like 14, 15 of December. This guy asked my wife. My wife was proud of our house because the way I dressed, that's the way my house looked. And that's just supposed to be like that. Anyway, this guy, my wife brings him into our house from the front. We had a door right off the den in our house. Brought him through that door and took him all the way to our house. Now, granted, I had 2 bars. I had a bar in my dining room, then I had a bar in my living room. Brought him all the way through our house. Long story short, a week later, this dude break in my house.
No surprise.
19th of December, he break in my house. I had presents under my tree with all the receipts in the boxes wrapped up. Just in case you didn't want it or you couldn't fit it, you could take it back to the store. Wait a minute. He walked out of here with at least over $200 worth of liquor, over $100 worth of beer, all the Christmas presents, 2 microwaves, 1 still in the box.
He turned to the Grinch.
yeah, he stole everything. He leaves some grapes or something. Yeah, a little bit. That's
I
terrible.
wanted to kill him. And as a matter of fact, I get in my Cadillac, I pulls down to his house. His house was right on the corner. I bagged my car up into the alley and sat there. And the Holy Spirit was like, well, what if he don't have? I got my gun on me, but what if he don't answer the door? What you gonna do? You gonna kill everybody in the house? I'm sitting there talking to the Holy Spirit, straight up, just like I'm talking to you. And I'm like, no, they didn't do it. So wait a minute, what about no witness? No witness says, I sat there, I'm not joking, for like 15, 20 minutes. This is in December, cold as heck outside. I ain't got no cold. Sitting in my car. And the Holy Spirit said, well, if you ain't gonna kill everybody, then what you gonna do? You wanna go back to prison?
Right.
I was like, I put the car in drive and drove away. But I heard through the grapevine that the dude got killed.
See that? You got his judgment.
And not by me. By somebody I know very close to me. Very close to me. But I didn't.
So he got judged. That's his judgment. Stole from the whole household.
Didn't leave nothing. Damn it.
He went in the refrigerator.
No.
Yes. Yes. He put a little boy in a window. In one of my basement windows. Like probably as big as from here to here to here to here. And took feet him through the window and went upstairs with a screwdriver and unscrewed because I had a gate open. And I'm gone door. Unscrewed the lock. That's how you get my car.
Wow. Crafty.
So that's real crafty. You know what I'm saying? So right 21, 24, it is the rudeness of a man to hearken at the door. Alright? So he just kinda he got his ear to your household. And, you know, he executed what he executed, but he got judged in the end. You about to say something?
Me or him?
Yeah, you I think you was first.
You got it.
It was just lemming back on the point you was making about, like, you know, like if it was back in the day, like an ancient, what did you use? It was like an ancient MTV crib.
Yeah.
Like, come in, look at all stuff. I was gonna get Psalms 10 and 3.
Psalm chapter 10, verse, that's a good one.
The book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth.
Break it down.
You said
Pretty much, you know, the wicked, they gonna boast in all the different things that they got. Like, yeah, look at me, I got this, that, and third. But like, okay, what is all of this? It's still just materialistic things that don't matter.
Alright. You got it, then we're gonna close out soon.
Proverbs 25 and 28.
That's the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, and verse number 28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
That's right. If you have no rule or desire to take charge on the things that you may lack or fall short on, I mean, you're gonna be as a city overthrown.
city
Yeah.
broken down without walls. What does that mean if a city broken down with no walls?
Yeah.
Anybody could come in.
Yeah, everybody's coming
No
in.
protection, no shield, no nothing. People could walk in and do what they want to do.
What do they say? Everybody's welcome to the barbecue. Everybody's welcome. It's a free for all. You might as well, if you're gonna do that with your spirit, you might as well keep all the doors unlocked in your house and open up the windows and say, "Come in, I got dinner." You know,
Help yourself.
yeah, help yourself to anything, or everything's for sale. You might as well do that on a physical level if you're not gonna take, the severity of your spirit.
Having a defense. All you can eat buffet.
You gotta treat it like the red rope. Everybody can't get past.
That's right. Everybody can't get past in that red rope. And the people that guard the red ropes, and they be serious as hell. They say, "Hey, back in line." They kind of judge people. They kind of got the board in their hand. Are you on the list? Who do you know? What are you doing here? That's how you got to treat spirits and thoughts coming into your mind. Well, I don't see you on the list. Get in the back of the line. And they need to lay hands eventually. Right? If that spirit keep trying to pester them, they'll lay hands on them. And that person ends up jammed up. There was a video of somebody was kind of trolling or making a prank on a security guard. That security guard kind of gave him a right hook. And best believe that person, you know, he ain't bother him no more. So you got to give those wicked thoughts a right hook.
Yep.
You know.
Purge them out with right.
So with that, we're going to bid Israel Shalom. Our Barakazah Israel has been edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem HaMashiach, Wa Malak Yahweh Shai. Kwemeshra. Kwemeshra. Kwemeshra.
Lesson through the spirit.